It's your man James Mack back again. Listen, we have a young lady, Dope Dash, on YouTube, breaking the internet. She found a way, she found a catch or a niche or a certain way to get past the YouTube situation. And she said to us, go ahead and quit those 9 to 5s and go ahead and find you a gig job and do this YouTube thing, and you probably can make more money. And I want to dissect that for a minute. I really want to take a look at that. And I really want to, break that down. I'm just making sure my mic on so you can hear me. Listen, first of all, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. This is just a raw video because this is her style. This is the way she taught, this is the way she set it up, no editing, just straight to the point, straight to you, raw video. And I'm about to give you a raw video. Listen, 9 to 5, quit your 9 to 5. Listen, 5s will have you broke. You see what I'm saying? It depends on the levels of 9 to 5 too now. You're 9 to 5, you making over 120,000, you making over 100,000, or you making over 80,000. You can still do this YouTube thing and get that hack that she's teaching right now and make this extra money. But if you're making 30,000 a year, if you got some type of low level 9 to 5 job, and especially to you Black Americans, that's not really working for you, you gotta quit that job. Because that job is taking up all your energy. 9 to 5 jobs, especially the dead end jobs. These restaurant jobs, these cleaning jobs, these cooking jobs, all these type of jobs is sucking your energy. You're spending all your time making $20 an hour or whatever the case may be. And after taxes, after all the expenses and the fees, Medicaid and all this type of thing, you're barely coming out, living check to check is not even an option for people that's working 9 to 5 in some of these places. You know what I mean? Some of these places, a 9 to 5, you may get, $600 every 2 weeks. Me personally, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I decided to go ahead and try to work field for a second, like last year sometime. So I took a 9 to 5 job at this well-known jewelry store. I'm a graduate, I'm a gemologist, right? So I said, let me go ahead and take my craft. I was things kind of slow in my own personal business. So I said, let me go ahead and take this skill, this degree, I got, and go ahead and apply it to one of these big jewelry store, L's. I ain't gonna say the name. I don't gonna say the name. These guys started me out at, I got hired as the assistant manager, right, of this big chain brand jewelry store, right? And it was really a monumental thing because you don't see too many Black, assistant managers, especially a male, because it's generally women dominated. So the guy who hired me was a Puerto Rican guy, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of gave me, it's like that. You know what I mean? It's really like that. A lot of our people is not in control to make any decisions. When you go in these, and I don't mean to get off the subject, but when you go in these low-end jobs, who do you see as the manager? 9 times out of 10, it's either a white man or a white woman. Over your people in Popeyes, over your people in McDonald's, over your people in wherever the case may be. These clothing stores, these jewelry stores. It's always and I don't mean to get racist, it's always a white person over these minorities. So this guy happened, a person of color, and so he felt like I was right for the job. Now, these 9 to 5 jobs is designed to keep you broke so that you will have to depend on them, right? Because if you get a job that's a 9 to 5 job or a level job and they pay you enough to where you actually can make a living, you can come to the point to say, hey, I'm not about to do all this work or stay all these extra hours. I quit. Because you'll be financially sound to be able to move on to another job. You know what I mean? But they're designed because they're making millions. I made several thousands of dollars for this jewelry store before I had to quit. And I'm going to tell you why. Hold on. So upon me starting there at this job, and all this goes back to what Dope Dash is telling us about quitting these 9 to 5 jobs. These people can consistently set the bar of the commission standards higher and higher and higher. So we started out doing like 30,000 a month commission. It was no way we could meet those goals. We never met those goals. I probably did 15K in October of when I had that job. And so that was not a commission check. So now I'm getting only this $17 an hour, and the only reason why I took the job is because I thought I could make, a couple, grand, several $1,000s a month working in a high-end jewelry store, right? On the commission tip. The guy was like, yeah, you can easily pass $5,000 a month here at this jewelry store. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take the low pay based on the commission structure. Okay, cool. They already got it set up to where they're never expecting you to reach those goals anyway. So you're just constantly making money for them and you're getting nothing. But you're expected to be on time, be there 40 hours a week, right? No overtime, right? So that's already another situation right there. No overtime. They're going to make sure you don't get no extra money, right? Okay, cool. Then we roll around to November. They're expecting higher sales, so they raise the bar up to like 50,000, right? So now we got to make 50,000 to see a commission check of 1% after you hit 50,000. Then if you hit like 70,000, then you get 2%. So I'm thinking, okay, 2% of 70,000, that's decent. That's still like, a good amount of money, right? Never hit those goals. I think I probably did maybe 18,000 at the most, right? So now that's another month. Plus they didn't tell me the whole month that I was training, I would get no commission whatsoever. They hit me with that after I started and into the next month. I'm like, what about that other commission check? Oh, you get none of that. You know what I'm saying? While you're training. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of getting kind of weird, right? Boom. Okay. I'm spending all my time there. I can't really sell none of my own jewelry, because I still got tons of jewelry from my jewelry store that I had to shut down due to economic hard times in Miami, here in Miami, right? Because I live in both places. So boom. Now we roll into December. They raised the bar to 100,000. Now, mind you, everybody knows we're in economic situations. Everybody knows it's a recession. So everybody that's coming in there necessarily don't have the cash. We're getting them set up on financing, right? So you can't pass the financing. You can't get any jewelry because you don't got $20,000 to spend on a wedding ring or $10,000 to spend on some jewelry. And the prices are extremely high for this low-end jewelry from my perspective, because we sell way better jewelry than that in my own business, right? So even when I got in there, I'm like, man, they really charging for this cheap jewelry. Cool, not a problem. So when you're dealing with people with 9-to-5 mind states, with minimum wage mind states, you start to get into situations that's beneath you. The gossip, the chatter, the going back and forth. It's people in there that really don't know better than making $2,000 a month. That's the most they're saying, $2,500 a month. So if I tell somebody like that they'll make an additional $500 a month, they're elated, they're cutting throats, stepping on toes, doing whatever they can to get this little extra money. And a person like myself, I'm of wealth. I cannot get on that type of level. That type of level irritates me, right? So every night that I leave this job, I will be irritated, drained, and everything because I'm dealing with people on low levels. I'm dealing with people on levels that they can't see farther. They can't imagine making $40,000 in 1 month. I tell them some of the numbers I done made before previously, and they are scratching their head telling me that's not possible. But we're making it here though, collectively. They can imagine making $25,000 and put in their own pocket a month. You see what I'm saying? But when you have your own business, the overhead that shrinks down. You might walk out of there with $4,000 after you pay all your expenses. That's the life of a business owner, right? And that's why I decided, let me just try this for a minute just to see, because it can be a benefit just to walk away from the business and not have to worry about it. But then you're not making any money, so you're still living check to check. So boom, one day I just decided to quit because I knew that I can make more money freelancing, doing what I'm doing, and playing with a gig job than I could working this job on any day. And let's talk about you. You can do the same thing. If you're working at a dead-end job and you're making under $15 an hour, really under $20, No grown person should be making less than $20 an hour in 2025. Period. It's no way you can survive out here and have any wiggle room making less than $20 an hour. Right? Now let's look at the DoorDash situation. How she was doing DoorDash. That's where the DoorDash come from. She was making $300 a day, right? So that's like 3 times what the average 9-to-5 person will make, right? She was able to turn it around like that, right? So cool, you know. Then she added the YouTube on top of that. So now she's doing like $400 to $500 a day with the YouTube and the DoorDash. Do you see how that changed her life? Plus, she can quit when she wants to. She can stop when she wants to. She can let it go. Now she can work less and make more, right? Because as the YouTube steady starts to build. Look, okay, so on average, she's doing about 15,000 views each video. 15,000 views each video equates to about $100, give or take, depending on, you know, how your situation is working with YouTube after you get monetized. So if you're dropping a video every day, plain, simple, she broke the code to figure out how to get these consistent views, and everything is just plain. She know the algorithm like the back of her hand. If you're getting a consistent 15,000 views every day, talking about getting a consistent 15,000 views every day, that's like 100 every day just on something that's passive. Taking 10 minutes of your time to do this video like I'm doing right now to get 15,000 views to make about $100, and then go on with the rest of your day to make your other $300 or $400. You know what I mean? Now you're at about $400 to $500. Now you at about 80 to 90 to 100,000 a year. When you quit a 9-to-5 job, you don't have anything for the most part to fall back on. So that's how people end up becoming homeless, going into poverty, because they was already cutting it close or even in debt, working a 9-to-5 job, not even being able to cut their deals and cover their bills, and you're working very hard in these 9-to-5 jobs. This is hard work. So I'm not gonna make this video long, you know, but what I will say is I'm not working a 9-to-5 job. Period. We can make more money employing ourselves. You can do the same thing you're doing at that 9-to-5 job. You working at a restaurant, you have to believe in yourself to go ahead and start selling plates of food out your trunk. Start selling plates of food out your truck. Start selling your t-shirts and your outfits. Go hard like you'll go hard for that $15 an hour, $16 an hour, because you can make it. See, the problem with a lot of people is they don't believe that they don't put the effort in to clock in at 9 and get off at 5 for their own thing or for a gig out. Because for a lot of you, I guarantee you, if you drove over from 9 to 5, you'll make $200 a day. That's $1,000 a week. That's $4,000 a month. That's going to be double what any of you are making at some little retail establishment or some little 9-to-5 job, some little back out house restaurant, something like that. I'm not talking about the server jobs. Guys, Black Americans, you got to start a painting company. You got to start. Look, the immigrants are coming over here right now. They're not worried about no 9-to-5 job. They're setting up their tables just like they do in Mexico, just like they do in Honduras. They're setting up their tables, selling their food, their fruit, their mangoes with the chili sauce, and their you know, I see them, you know, their tacos. They're setting up. That's the first thing they do. They come into America and get the business. The Chinese folks, they're opening up Chinese food restaurants or ordering merchandise, hair and clothes with their money that they're making. You see what I'm saying? You have to do the same thing because you're not going to get anywhere with a 9-to-5 job. So listen, when you get done with all the stress of a 9-to-5 job and go home, you're depleted. Your energy is depleted. A lot of you, all you want to do is just go ahead and, you know, do what you do to free your mind and go to sleep. You don't have any time for anything else. We have to become entrepreneurs and gig app workers, because if you turn that, you could turn those $3,000 and $4,000 a month into investments. But one thing we do see is people coming here setting up shop on the corner, eating, getting their money. You going to their, you know, Mexican food truck, or you're going to their newly built hair store, or you're going to their new vape store. You know, the Indians running the vape stores. You know, but you going in there getting your cigarillos and your blunts. Why don't you set up an account and go ahead and start selling blunts and cigarillos and vapes yourself? You know, it's always a secret niche to it. You probably could do that out your house, home office, you know, wholesale. You know, think about this, guys. All right, I want to see you win because it's time for us to win. I'm not gonna hold y'all long. James Mack, this is a DoDash special. You know, at DoDash for showing us the little hack. And we're gonna run this one and see what it do. I want you to see what it do on my channel. Like, subscribe, and share. Leave in the comments, should we continue to do the 9-to-5 job or should we boycott and start doing our own businesses? That's the only way we're gonna get back to Black Wall Street. I'm gonna leave it right there.